Good afternoon. Welcome back to the video. John Sinclair TV back again, and just digested yesterday's result yesterday. It was shocking, and we've got to move on. And I've got Joe with us. Good afternoon, Joe.
Afternoon, John. Good afternoon.
How are you today? How do you feel about yesterday? How do you feel? Did you celebrate yesterday? Did you jump for joy?
I celebrated at the end. You know, to me it was a big game for Villa fans around the ground. You know, they said like if we can win, this could really kind of shove us up there, not for top four, but shove us up there for Europe. And obviously the 3-0 win, and it was just the atmosphere was just different. That's just the team hasn't played consistently enough for 90 minutes for a long time, but that was probably the perfect 90-minute performance I've seen from them. It's going to be endless how long it was, but yeah, it was at the end of it fantastic. I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. We've still got we still got some big games, and we got to just. There's no point. I think we got Brentford next, and I just said like, there's no point beating Newcastle 3-0 at home if we go to Brentford and lose. So it's just the players have just got to keep themselves level and go again next Saturday, I think. So yeah.
Absolutely right. So, guys, that's Joe's breakdown on yesterday's game. If you like the video, like I say, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, if you like to super chat is open. If you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And I got to stop used to those tacking because I've got such a broad northeast accent. I say talking and to see how it goes. So just in comments, by the way, thank you for the comment. The Clive and the Folsom said, big up to you, mate. I hope you're having a good weekend. Hi to Bobby. Hi to Gary D as well. I have no doubt Eddie will be able to overcome this minimal setback and come out all guns blazing against Tottenham, taking all the 3 points. And to tell you what, that makes next Sunday's game absolutely gigantic. It's a must-win game. Hi to George. Hi to Cheers. Yes, and keeping in the house rules. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Cheers. Good afternoon to Jules. Good afternoon to Leslie. And the intro is back. I have to get that down for 5 minutes to a minute because it was too long. So thank you for Sasha to sort me intro out. I will sort you out in a bit as well. Thank you, Ches, for the intro. Good afternoon to Barbara. Hope you're okay. Sadly, yesterday, we're on next weekend. It was shocking, Barb. I can't lie. And let's have a look at some more comments. Hi to George. And did you get a message? George, I'll look at it later on, mate, because I didn't receive it, but I will get it later on, my guy. So don't worry about that. I got one from Bessie Joe trying to hide his smile. We're allowed to Hi to you, Steve. I hope you're okay, mate. And Joe said, Joe's first player will absolutely deserve the 3. The desire, everything was there, which we have not got. And cheers, sorry, Joe. I'm not magnanimous or gracious. It's Jules to listen to you lot, but you deserve to win. Outplayed, outfought, and outplayed. Absolutely, cheers. Absolutely right. And I've got one here from. Let's have a look at this one here. Worst performance since Cambridge in the cup. Wake up in the cup game. Big wake up call. All is good as your last game, Aston Steve. Absolutely, it was a big wake up call, by the way, from Newcastle. I can't lie. I really can't lie. And thank you so much, Leslie. Thanks for your kind donation. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. I'll use that for good cause as well. And we'll discuss it. Later on. But Leslie, thank you so much for your kind donation. I appreciate that. Thank you very much indeed. And everyone is saying hi to everybody else. Hi to Bob again. And she's a battered Villa, but we made him look like Real Madrid. Or she's taking that one, Joe. Do you think Steve is right there?
What Real Madrid, Steve? Which one? No, I think Newcastle. I think not turning up probably helped us a bit. But I said I sit next to my dad, and I said first goal is crucial in this game. Whoever gets this goal wins. We got the first. We pressed on for the second. We got the one that was disallowed rightfully. So VAR actually did make a right choice for one of the first times. But we played well for 90 minutes. It was just like non-stop, the players there's a togetherness in that group of players now. You can see it, and it wasn't there with Gerrard. It was really like divided. There was a big division, I think, when Gerrard was there. But I'll probably say our performance was Real Madrid-esque. I'd probably say Barcelona-esque under Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
But no, they did. Yeah, they played well though, John. They played really well. They've got to, they're just grabbing the points as they can, and that's what it's about now. We've got chance. We've still got Brighton, Fulham, and Brentford. So Europe is in our hands. To be fair, there's no relying on anyone else. We've just got to do it ourselves. There's no point waiting for help off someone. So we just got to keep going, game in, game out.
Absolutely. Thanks. I know you will, John. Thank you, Leslie. Will do. Keep that money aside. Hi to John Richardson. Big up to JR. Hope you're okay, mate. And I hope you had a good weekend. But on yesterday's game on the Newcastle side, look, we just didn't get going, did we, at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to smile as I speak. But I shouldn't really be smiling, but it is what it is. But you should have gone behind after 20 seconds. Watkins hit the post. And then that should have been a warning sign for Newcastle, because 10 minutes later, it wasn't. It was good play by Villa from the midfield. The cross came in. Ollie Watkins got in between Shea and Botman, headed across the goal. And then James Ramsey was going to miss that when he rifled into the back of the net, leaving Nick Pope with absolutely no chance whatsoever. The first goal is going to be crucial. You just said there, Joe. It was good build-up play by Villa. Newcastle couldn't even get in them at all whatsoever. And that is the thing. People start being extreme. No, I'm not. I said off air, I've always said that. I will call it how it is. That was poor defending, because the goals conceded could have been easily prevented. But the second goal made us cringe, I can't lie. But at the end of the day, it could have been more. Ramsey hit the crossbar. Look, we just didn't get going. We had a few chances here and then. Isak had shot and keeper made a good save. And not only that, Pope had to make a save from Watkins with his foot as well. And it just hasn't happened. It just didn't get going at all whatsoever. And I know people's going to start being overreactory. I've not been overreactory. I'm only judging what I've witnessed in the 90 minutes. I thought the defender was poor. Very, very poor. Kieran Trippier, I love him, but he was poor yesterday. Couldn't deal with Ramsey. On the other side, Dan Burn. I don't ever want to see Dan Burn playing a left back ever again. I really don't, because he's not a left back. We need a specialised left back. I say pay all the money, pay how much it'll take to bring Theo Hernandez from AC Milan next season. Get him in a left back. We need a proper left back. This guy is a proper attacking left back. Matt Target's got to come in next Sunday for me. Dan Burn needs a rest for me. But the old midfield, Louise McGinn, right, went through our midfielder like a carving knife from melted butter. Our midfield were poor yesterday. Bruno playing in our position, Joe Linton wasn't involved as much, Anthony Gordon, I'll come on to him later on, we were poor. Second half, they had a one decent shot on target, two. Callum Wilson, saved by Martin out offside, and then Isak went for the curling shot, just didn't come off. And Murphy was unlucky as well, was shot just wide. Other than that, Joe, we haven't offered you guys now at all. Tyron Mings, we didn't hardly lay a glove on this guy, do you know what I mean? But people's going to say we won 5 games straight, but that's gone. That's gone. You've got to talk about this guy, my guy.
Yeah. It's like you said, the midfield weren't at it. That was probably the first time I was going to see Bruno Guimaraes, and I generally thought to myself that would have been interesting between him and Douglas Luiz, and I thought that would be a battle. But like you said, the midfield just never. McGinn and Douglas Luiz had it, and then obviously Den Donker, who was just covering for. Hang on, Arsenal got a penalty here. Yeah, bloody hell, he's just missed it.
Who's that?
Saka's missed it. Shit.
Wow.
But bloody hell, that was a shocker. That looked awful. Anyway, but yeah, it's like you said, Dan Burn. I think that was because I actually like him. I do. I really, weirdly do think I do like him, but I think yesterday was a bit too. I think he, like you say, he looks tired.
And
I think he doesn't. And I think, like you said, I don't think he could be a left back. You know,
Not
he's
for me.
he's a big guy. He's 6'5", however tall he is, and that's just really weird to have that as a left back. But to be fair, until now he's done all right. But I think he had a bit of a one of those games when it just kind of made out like, yeah, you're not a left back. You need to. But again, with Target, I mean, I generally don't know what Target does, John, with views. I don't know whether he's just not good enough or he's just it's just one of those things where Dan Burns cemented his place. But I don't know what your take on it. Has Target done well for you since you've had him, or is it just one of those that it's just not worked?
He came on loan, right? Yeah, I think he's done a wonderful job on loan when he came on the season on loan since he signed him up. Yeah, he has some couple of decent games, and some of them's been poor, but he's had a long-term injury which hasn't helped his cause at all whatsoever. And he's going to get back in the game very, very soon. I'll know that. For me, I'll give him a 7 out of 10 for me. But when the game starts seeing him, he's been really well. But we definitely need a left back in the sum no matter what. But obviously, he was keep down with there because he's playing really well. But for me personally, I mean, I don't know what you guys think of Target in. Leave a comment section, please. But at the end of the day, I mean, when he does play, he's nationalised left back. He's a proper left back for me. But it's a tough one. Injuries as well has played his part. But I just hope that he comes back and shows what he can do. But I hope he does well. But I still keep him in the squad, 100%. But I'd rather have a left back and play left back. He's not world class, but I'm happy playing left back for me. But we'll go to some comments as well. We'll come out slightly as well. Please hit this likes comment in. Thank you very much indeed. I cannot understand why Newcastle is so poor. As from Barbara, as the reason stated, Barbara. It's simple as that. But for me, I was just having a little bit of a passion. People say it was a bad day at the office. People are saying that we look tired. People say we just didn't perform. But for me, I could judge them in 90 minutes. We got 3 away at 5 at home. Think Spurs games must not lose. If you want the top 4, Steve, that is a game we've got to win. It's win or bust. It was a bad day at the office, yesterday, John, mate. Yeah, absolutely agree, Gary. It wasn't being great. Don't be anyone calm, Barbara, unfortunately. If I say hi to Gary, why do we play Target at left back? What's the point of keeping so many left backs at the bench? Yeah, you got Paul Dummett play left back for me. I don't want to see him playing for Newcastle. He needs to be moved on. Let's be real. I mean, Dan Burns not a left back. That's again, but we definitely need a left back big time. I pay the money and give Theo Hernandez a chance from Milan. Ask what they want and pay, because if we want to be ambitious as well, we will be ambitious as well. Marino, your left back, Marino, that guy is brilliant. He really is brilliant. He's a brilliant left back. He's got pace. He gets forward. He's an attacking left back. West Ham equalised, by the way, 2-2.
Yeah, I've literally just. Oh, for God's sake! Oh, I don't want Man City winning the league.
No, that's not good.
Oh, I really don't. Do you know what? I want anyone apart from. Oh, I'm turning it off. I don't want to watch it. It's gonna. Bloody hell!
Air TV would be fun.
I know. Oh God, they'll be bringing Barmy. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think like you said, with Target, it wasn't bad for us. I think the second season when we was in lockdown, I think he won our Player of the Season, and he was absolutely fantastic. And from then on, it just didn't go right for him for Villa, because he had such a great partnership with Grealish, linking up. As soon as Grealish left, that was it. And like he couldn't. And the thing was, he wasn't the quickest. I watched the game. I remember watching him against. I think it was first season back before lockdown. We played Watford, and that Ismaila Sarr, absolute. I mean, Sarr's quick. We all know that, but he literally. I think it was for one of the goals. I think he literally gave Target about 15-yard head start, and he sprinted straight past him. And literally, I thought. You can't, and the thing is, I always look at it. If you're a left back, you've got to have some sort of pace, unless you're really special at defending. But you don't get those kind of left backs anymore, where you don't have to be quick. I think you've got to be left back or right back. It's like Kyle Walker. You know, he is quick, but I question his defending now. He's not the best, but again. It's just one of them. I hope he does stay. I don't want him to he shouldn't move to. I wouldn't want him to move to a Championship club or abroad, I'd rather him stay in England, because at the end of the day, the Villa fan, most of Villa fans respect him despite him leaving, because he actually was 85% great for us. He was just a 15%. He was either injured or he was getting found out, but just one of them, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'll make my judgment on him at the end of the season, by the way. I mean, if he does come in, I'll back the guy and make the decision. He definitely left like 110%. I agree with you, John. Byrne has to be left out. Yeah, it's not overreacting. We have been poor starting last few games. Tuggy needs to start Ross Alarm and some pace at the back. You're absolutely right, Steve. We've got no pace at the back whatsoever. Not quick enough, as simple as that. We need that guy from Wolfsburg, that Maxi Lacroix, centre back. He is very quick. That guy is spelling Kimi. He's quick for Napoli. I'll get one of those two in the summer. You know, and we left our passion at home against Villa. George, I have to agree, mate. Saka spent the penalty wide. Yes, I saw that. It was a poor penalty. West Ham equalised as well. And Saka learned penalties on Harry Kane school of penalties. That's a bit. Oh, class. And Saka and Tranmere have a lot to answer and I expect of target, in my opinion. That's to Leslie. Yeah, that's true. Got fouled as well, pretty bad one as well. Joe, from your point of view, do you think it's less about us having an off day and more about Emery's strategy makers look poor? Asking because oppositions never give any respect when we win.
From your point of view, do you think it was less? It was, Chez, it's a bit of both. You had an off day, that helped us, but I think it'd have been, if it was the best Newcastle against that Villa, I think you probably would have seen a 3-3 draw, 2-2 draw. I think you'd have seen two teams at each other. But I think the fact that Emery, we haven't had probably a tactician or manager since. I mean, Gerrard was awful. Dean Smith, Villa fans love him for what he did, but he wasn't a tactical genius. We haven't had a tactical manager.
Yeah,
probably since. Oh God, it's going to be like Gerard Houllier, Martin O'Neill. Probably the last time with someone who knew what jobs say to him, you do this and you do that. But I think so Eddie Howe gets my respect, whether he wins, loses or draws, because what he's done with that club in 18 months is nothing short of like amazing. I don't. People will go, oh, he's had money. Every club's got money. You know, Bournemouth have a stadium that's got don't even hold 12,000 people, but they spent 30 million on Dominic Solanke, so every club has money, and they will get money because of TV and, you know, Champions League and Europe and all that nonsense. But Eddie's done a fantastic job, and you know, I hope you, when you play Spurs next Sunday, I hope you trash them, because I don't want them getting top four. I'd love them to just miss out in Europe completely, because that will just, I mean, I could see them having a similar to being a relegated team. I could see them having a fire sale. I could see Kane going, Son going, Kulusevski going. I mean, their defenders will go, but I don't think anyone will take them because of that bloody awful. But yeah, it was a mixture of both regarding the performance. It was just we just set the tone. Like, you know, we hit the bar in 28 seconds. That was kind of like, and we've done something really weird that people don't notice, that we actually go towards the halt end in the first half, but which we never did. We always do second half. But when Emery came in, he told like McGinn and Martinez, whoever's the captain, like, go for the whole 10 first, then go second half, go to the north stand. And I think that actually probably has helped. I don't know how, but he's done it, and it does work, because I think we had it. I think we've done it previous, I think under Gerrard, but once or twice, but like there was no urgency. While with us now, there is urgency. We're scoring early goals. We're putting it on teams early on. We're not faffing around or anything. So yeah, I totally agree there, mate. Totally agree. Eddie has done a fantastic job. I agree there, but you're absolutely right. But what can I say, man? Target in for Miggy on the right-hand side. Joe Linton on the left, Longstaff back in. And there's 2-2. Thank you very much indeed. Target isn't getting it in because Eddie said he didn't want to change our winning defence. That's when I like coffee.
And I think he may have to make a change next Sunday against Tottenham. And Jez said, he'll change his mind now. You have to. And what a goal. Don't forget to share those socials. Thank you, Jules. And what I noticed yesterday is Lascelles got stuck, but midfield was poor. Defence got battered, exactly. It wouldn't have made any difference at all whatsoever. And that is the problem. And is it time for Eddie to start Isak and Wilson? That means Steve's going to have to play a 4-4-2. You have to play a 4-4-2 if that is the case. Unless he plays Isak wide on the left and then Wilson up front, or play Wilson wide on the left and play Isak up top. And all these players you're naming does no good now. We need to get fourth this season, the positions we are in. The thing is, Alan, right, yesterday's game was poor. We were very, very poor. Yes, we got to move on, but we got to discuss it. We have to discuss it where we went wrong. And that's what it's all about, Alan. Do you know what I mean? So you're right in a way, but we have to discuss it. Just saying to Joe, hopefully the loss is a wake-up call to Spurs next Sunday. Do you know what it is? I hope we do, because at the end of the day, right, I mean, we did it away, and let's go do it at home, because Spurs, I watched them yesterday, they were absolutely poor, shocking all over the pitch. They lose Harry Kane or Son or Kulu, then, or even Romero. I tell you what, that club is knackered, even Bentancur as well. Whoever goes in the top has got a big, big job in their hands. Because I tell you something now, we have rattled them big time, whether they like it or not. And Liverpool, for that matter, as well. Joe, with respect, Villa absolutely did deserve the 3 points, but do they always go down so easily?
What, relegated or?
No, players. I
was going to say when we went down, we went down easily. Bloody hell, that was it. We finished on 17 points. I think I wouldn't say. I think easy. I'd probably say yeah, but let's face it. What clubs players don't. I think at the moment now, you're not going to get anything if you don't fall down. So you have to I don't agree with diving. I don't none of that. If there's no contact, then no chance. But if you get touched and you go down, you're going to get a free. You won't get a free kick now. But if you get clipped, if you get your heels clipped and you carry on, you make a pass and then the pass goes stray. Play on. The ref will just go, you had an advantage. But I think you have to go down. I'm not. I don't like it when players go down very easily. But again, you are not gonna get same with like minimal contact. I've seen players try and they've run in the box, they've got clipped, but they've actually carried on running. But then they've crossed it, the ball goes out for a throw in. But if you fell over, you'd have got a penalty then. So in my view, I think every club, there's players in every club that does it, and they probably get told. Like if you get touched, Jack Grealish is the best one for it. He's done it with us at the Etihad earlier on this season when he got a penalty. He made Ramsey clip him. Ramsey didn't stick his leg to take him out. Jack Grealish moved his leg towards him, saying, "Right, you're gonna have to clip me." He's clipped him, got the penalty, 3-0. Bob's your uncle, but they do. I think every club has players that go down easy, but
yeah,
it's probably the thing is it's probably what they're told, John, as well. They're probably told you're not going to get anything if you stay on your feet. Go down. Kane does it. You look at the size of Harry Kane. He goes down he went down in the box yesterday. And I think he only got a little touch, and I'm thinking, and it wasn't even a touch. I think it's a little pull, and I thought he's probably been told you get touched. Go down, but they all do it. So yeah.
Absolutely. We're gonna get the managers' views in a bit as well. Steve, hi to Steve again. Hopefully you play Gordon on the right, Jason on the left, Willock and Longstaff, Bruno and Isak. But against Villa, Bruno hardly put a tackle in because of his ankle. And yeah, that's why he wasn't match fit as well. But I've noticed that as well yesterday. I thought that over, and he didn't look match fit yesterday. And also he played far too deep as well. Will Dean Smith get Leicester up? In my opinion, he won't. I don't think he will. I really don't think I will. And yes, Alan, do apologise, but he talked about the left backs. Yes, a left backs as well. Target, he needs to come in. Danburn needs a bit of a breather. Because I tell you what, if he faces like Martinelli, if he faces someone like Son, I think Son could give Danburn a hard time next Sunday anyway. So he needs to be rested or whatever it needs to be. And yes, guys, please keep those thumbs up, hit the likes as well. Super chat's available if you should doing it, like Leslie has done earlier on. Thank you very much indeed. So the second goal, right? I mean, look, before you scored an offside goal, right, which is an offside goal, which is just about offside by fraction.
Yeah.
We should have learned from that, Joe. And then the next minute or two, the cross came in, right? And then where's the tackle? Where's the tackle? Why didn't anyone throw in a tackle on Ollie Watkins? By the way, he had a fantastic game yesterday, so big up to Ollie. But that goal, he just allowed to turn and shoot and went 2-0, game over. He's never going to come back. Ollie Watkins had a brilliant game yesterday. 2 goals, 1 assist. What can I say, man?
Fantastic. He's proving a lot of people wrong. Before Gerrard got sacked, there's a lot of Villa fans that were on top of Watkins going, "You're not good enough," you know. And I thought, let's see what Emery can do with him. And Emery's done what you could kind of see game in, game out what he's told him. He's told him, don't pull out to the wing all the time because you're just wasting energy. Just pull your defense, go inside and make them run. And that's what he did. And again, he's clever with his energy now. He's conserving it, and he's, I know he had a couple of chances, other chances. He had a disallowed goal. I think he had one with Pope, saved it with his feet. But, like you said, 2 goals and assists. I said, you can't argue it. And hopefully Gareth Southgate was, when he was actually at the game, hopefully he was actually watching and not looking out for the points of Guinness, because, you've got to put him in the squad now. You've got to, I said, like, you've got to put him in the squad, because who else are you going to put in before Kane? We don't know what's the situation injury-wise with Rashford. If he wants, you need at least 4 proper centre forwards in that squad. You've got Kane, Rashford. I don't see him as a centre forward. I see him as a winger. You've got Tony, Wilson, and Watkins now possibly. But for some reason, I think he's going to miss 2 of those names out, because he has his. We all know he has his favourites. So, but the second goal was a bit. I think it was Dan Burn marking him.
Yeah,
and I think he got done because I think he thought Watkins was going to shoot straight away with his left foot, but he kind of leaned in. Then Watkins just turned and then just straight through the legs and 2-0. Yeah.
Well, shocking. It's just a shocking goal. You can see the third goal wasn't even better, sort of thing as well. The cross came in and got disassessed, and then Watkins had the easy task put in the back of the net, and that was 3-0 twice of the game. And second of the game, I meant to say, it could have been more goals. Ramsey at the post, Pope made some decent saves. Buendia had was close as well. It could have been 6 or 7, but I guess we move. And we go. Also, what the manager's saying, the press is saying as well. Spurs were terrible, but the refs and VAR tried to give them a result. Gary says, somehow, I don't think they do like it, John, mate. Will he start target now? Ali has to, mate. He has to. Fair point. Most players go down easily. Annoying, but unfortunately, staying on your feet seems not to win you anything these days. And that's the thing. These referees now, they just tell you to get up and get on with it, basically. Villa time wasted from the 13th minute yesterday. Ref didn't out. Lots of fouls, no yellow cards. Shah picked up a yellow. John Brooks was useless. Do you know what it is, mate, right? The referee, I thought he was poor yesterday. I mean, every time we get forward, get position, so a little touch, and he blows up for a free kick every single time.
Villa wasted time from the 13th minute.
Well, that's what.
But that's I think we respond to that comment and about the amount of fouls we conceded. I'll probably say, I'm going to take a guess that Newcastle probably had more fouls than us. The first 20 minutes was a bit of I wouldn't say just Newcastle, it was both of us, but I think Newcastle probably fouled us more. But time wasting, nah, sorry, I can't. I don't know from the 13th minute. I'm gonna just say no more. In the great words of Mourinho, if I say something, I'm in big trouble. I'm not saying anything on that. So
fair enough. You don't have to. The entire team was poor. Not one player realistically had a good game when the entirety of the team plays that poorly, to be fair. I wouldn't single out one player in a game like yesterday. Just got a comment as well. Everyone's off yesterday. That's from Chris on the socials as well. I've got to agree, Ches. Nick Puck can walk off his head held high, but people are saying I'm being extreme. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that how it is. We were poor yesterday. That's it. There's no passion, no desire, no aggression in the game as well. Yeah, I agree. All poor. Got to be one of the worst displays under Eddie. And Brennan and John, we need Foz to get all the 3 points this afternoon. Let's hope so, Gary. Ollie deserves an England call-up. Tell you what, it could be on the short run. I think he's a decent player, Ollie Watkins. I've always rated him. Forest have players out. Brennan Johnson's out, injured as well. This is not great. Agreed, Alan, for our stress is only our property pool game, including our previous losses. Maybe should not single Gordon. Just noticed Murphy much more than him. Andy Gordon, I don't know if you saw last week, right? I mean, you went off a strop. It's all stroppy yesterday, last week at Brentford. Eddie Howe gives him a game, right? And say, look, go for it, right? This is a chance to show. And he was poor yesterday.
Yeah, where you're coming from.
He was poor.
I mean, I saw it. Oh, yeah, he was. His reaction. I mean, his reaction last week was. I think he's lucky that Eddie Howe is not his manager, and not Sir Alex Ferguson or David Moyes, because I think they'd have kicked the crap out of him the way he reacted. But yeah, he came to us. He came to us with Everton start of the season, and like he played pantomime villain. He was. You know, he didn't play good in that game. He tried to kind of like con the ref for a penalty and say Mings elbowed him when Mings just shoved, literally, like, you know, Anthony. I don't know how tall Anthony Gordon is, but Mings is 6'5". You're not going to overpower him, and like Mings just kind of just moved him out of the way, and he was holding his face, and to be fair, he played the pantomime villain that whole game. But yeah, he got his chance yesterday. You know, he probably got told like, look, you got a chance now, and he didn't take it. I don't know I don't know where if you get top four, which I think you will. I don't know what Newcastle do with him, because for me, I don't know what your take on it, John, is, but
yeah,
when he was at Everton, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Like he had the game where he got the winner and he done, but I just look at him saying, could I see, should he be playing Champions League football next season?
For me personally, he'll be a squad player. He'll just be a squad player for me.
Yeah.
And that's for me. I mean, we need to get better wingers. Moussa Diaby's a better player option as well.
Yeah.
He's definitely my guy. Him plays in Leverkusen. That guy would be brilliant. 53 million quid it costs, if anything. Let's go to World so we go what the media has been saying. Got one for Steve. I missed that with you, mate. But in context, I've lost 3 Premier League games, 1 cup game all season. Watkins too hard to handle us, and Anthony. And Ollie looks a good player, that's an Allen. Filler were better all over the pitch all game. Anthony, I agree, mate. Absolutely agree. Just chatting to Allen there. I don't feel like the referee gave us too much. And Richard said it's a blip. We move on. And the thing is, though, Richard, it might be a blip, but you've got a judge in a 90 minutes game, mate, and who was not good at all yesterday. And you can say that if you want to say that. You just, say it out, be real. But Richard, I know him on social media. He's a good guy. He is a good guy. And let's say Gordon has a lot of growing up to do. Eddie will develop him to his potential if he allows him to do. And that's the thing. Absolutely. And if Villa finish in top 4, top 6, do you think one of the big 6 will look to sign him in the summer, or will Villa retain him? We talked about Ollie Watkins, by the way, for I Like Coffee.
Thank God. If you're saying top 4, bloody hell, that is a dream. That is top 6. Yeah, we'll keep him. As far as I've heard, he's on the verge of agreeing a new 5-year contract at Villa, so he will be. I don't think he'll leave.
That's it.
Whether we get top 6 or not I think he's near enough. I think the agreement's been done. It's going to probably be announced in the next week or so, and then we move from there. We go from there. I said, like, we don't want to be doing what we did with players in the past, like Grealish, selling them to other teams, making us weaker. We're not about that now. We want to strengthen our team, like you said, John. That Moussa Diaby. He is an absolute tyrant of a player. I said, you want to make your squad better, not weaker. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a no-brainer. We keep Watkins all day, every day.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what it is? Watkins is going to be some player. He's going to play for a top 6 club. I really, really do. Let's go on to Ollie. That's very true. You can't even blame fatigue. We had a week's rest. Fella squashed on midfield. That's an Anthony. And Liverpool 7, Man U 0. Shit happens. We were unbalanced with Murphy and Gordon playing not enough outlets. Big up, Richard. Big up to you, mate. Too. You okay, Richard? I hope he's fine. He's a massive Newcastle fan, top guy, and you know, he's a positive guy. Always been a positive guy, supporting Newcastle United. Let's go. What the press has been saying as well. Chris Waff from the Athletic wrote in about the game. He said that 5th place Tottenham visit St James's Park next weekend, which means Newcastle will head into the potential season-defining fixture against a direct rival from the Champions League spot after delivering what Howe called the worst performance of the season. Arguably, it was the most disappointing of this entire 17-month tenure. The scale of the further defeat was stark. The scoreline arguably flattened Newcastle, who were alarmingly outplaying every area. That's Chris Roth from the Athletic said that, and he's absolutely correct. Lewis Steele from the Mail Online. Right now, they are a steam train, blown away all in their wake. With 3rd place Newcastle, the best defence in the league. The latest fit Tim's beard to look bang average by Unai Emery's fluid team. 2 journalists are absolutely correct. And last one, Matthew Howard from the BBC Sports. Regardless of whether they achieve Champions League qualification, Newcastle have had a magnificent campaign, but they were comfortably second best here. They recovered from a slow start at Brentford last weekend, claimed a 5th league win succession, but they rarely threatened to get back in the game after Ramsey's opener and could have lost by a much bigger margin. Do you know what it is, Joe? All these 3 journalists are absolutely correct in what they're saying, and I can't argue with them, mate. Villa were the better team all over the shop.
Yeah. It's good to kind of like I don't say, oh, we want credit every time we win a game, but for some reason we don't get a lot of it. You know, I think we beat Spurs at their place New Year's Day, and nothing about like I think going through like the Athletic and the Daily Mail Sport, nothing about how brilliant we were. It was Tottenham were bad. We go beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea were bad. You know, and I think it's just kind of so. Yes, probably the first time I've seen like people reacting. Like, you know, I saw Shearer's reaction on Twitter, and you know, and he complimented Villa. You know, and I thought that was good because I didn't know whether he would, but I thought, you know, fair play to him. Like, you know, he's just been straight up and said, you know, Villa deserved to win 3 points. You know, that's it. But again, like, I think it is just one of those performances for Newcastle where it's you know, that's, you know, if they said that's your worst performance this season, I mean, we've probably had about 6 this season. You know, so if that's your first one, just make sure it's your last one because. You know, I think you got when you got Spurs on next. I think it's next Sunday. I think you'll react to it. You're at home. I think there'll be an absolute massive reaction. I think you will be too much for them because.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think apart from Kane and Son, apart from their front 3, I don't think they offer anything else because their keeper's awful. Their defense is bad. Their midfield's really lazy. There's no running in there, but. I think you've just got to start the game against Spurs like we did against you. Just go at them, just like, you know, just run at them, just make them panic because they know if they lose that game, I think they could probably kiss 4th place goodbye. Because I think looking at the table, I think you've still got a game on them on Spurs, and you're 3 points ahead. Man United are 3 points ahead and still got 2 games on Spurs. So I think that if you beat them, I think that will. I think that'll end them. I think Spurs will have to settle for probably Europa League or Conference League, or possibly none. They could finish 8th or 9th. You don't know, do you? So, yeah.
I agree. I agree. We just got one from socials as well. I did an early post as well from P. Anderson. He's a good guy. Bit of a reaction. We had a great season so far. We lost 4 games. Just had an off day yesterday. We all know that some of the players aren't good enough and has done a fantastic job. People need to calm down. Mate, I mean, end of the day, I say how it is, yeah. I mean, I'm not having a go or anything like that. I'm just, it's just absolutely ridiculous, man. You just got an opinion, you got to say how it is. Some people, right? I mean, when you say something like that, they jump on you. I mean, some of our fan base, some of our fans, like, just jump on people. It's all about having an opinion. Do you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. But what do you expect us to say? Oh, Anthony should have scored there. Should have said how it is. You know what I mean? Or just say don't say anything. I just say how it is. I do hope that bit of a blip, Champions League, still in our hands, most games to come at home, and we still got goal difference, like an extra point. Win on Sunday, that could be massive, Alan, massive. And let's see a preview there. I think Pope needs to wake up. Don't like him charging out, diving to share yesterday out of his box a few times. I've noticed that as well. I like Nick Pope, but sometimes when it comes off his line, it comes off or doesn't come off. Same with Newcastle teams. Teams mind needs the recognition when they win. We beat Man U, and all the pundits say they had a bad day. Not that we played them off the park. We need to beat Spurs next week. We do indeed, Anthony. And Steve said Antonio should have scored as well. And all it is, right? I mean, it's not reactionary, right? We just call it how it is, but that's for another day anyway. But yeah, but Emery, right? I mean, he's come out and said that after the 3-0 win against us, the first target was to get the bottom. We did. The next was to get in the top half. We are. Emery told BBC, we are being very demanding at a new target to be in the top 6, but we are going to face the teams that are now fighting for that. We believe with our supporters that we can do it. Speaks well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Every interview he does with like the Villa TV show, it's always good afternoon, good evening, and he always thanks the supporters. That for me is just massive. Obviously, his post-match reaction yesterday was, at the end of the day, when he came into us, he came into a team that were fighting off relegation. Really, I think we were 17th, and I mean, we couldn't buy a win. We couldn't bribe a referee to give us a win. Like, it was that bad. But it was about getting us out there, getting us to the point where we think, yeah, we're clear of that top half. We got there, and now we're in the sixth place. And he's laid the gauntlet down, saying now, which I think is brilliant, saying, look, I want us to stay there or at least finish 7th. We go into Europe, whether it's the Europa League or Conference. I don't think it's not going to be Champions League. That's I think there's some Villa fans. I had some Villa fans on the way back yesterday saying Champions League, and I just went, nah. If we want to win Champions, if we wanted to get in the Champions League, we're literally going to have to win every game from now to the end of the season. And like like yourselves, we're going to end up having a blip. We're going to have a game where we lose, and it's just going to be like, just one of them. The better team won. You can't say anything about that, but yeah, he's done really. He's been brilliant. I think he hasn't had I don't think he got the respect he did when he was at Arsenal. And I think he didn't get the respect at Arsenal, which I thought was sad, because I don't think he did a bad job. I think it was just, you're replacing Arsene Wenger. You're replacing someone who was like a god of the Emirates, and he was never going to match what he could do, so it was never going to work. But we'll see what happens end of the season. We'll see what happens in the summer. I think the summer's going to be really interesting. I don't think we'll actually sell a lot of players, but I think we're going to probably get some, because we still need that bit of quality. We still probably need another couple of players, but we'll see what happens, John, over the next so many weeks. Like, I think there's only like 6 weeks now of the season left, but we'll just take it one game at a time, and just hopefully, if we finish 6th or 7th, fantastic. If we don't, if we finish 8th or 9th, to me, it's still exceptional from where we were. So I'm happy, to be fair.
Absolutely, absolutely, Joe. The fans are allowed to critique a poor performance, doesn't make them bad fans. Exactly, Steve. Exactly. People start being ratchery. I'm not being ratchery. I'll just say it how it is. And Steve, you're absolutely right, mate. Even if the game was Newcastle Villa, even if the game was Newcastle Villa, you still have some media outlets talking about Man U's chance of top 4. I've noticed that as well. I mean, they don't want Newcastle being in the top 4 at all. I swear to God, they don't want us in the top 4. I feel Villa did Newcastle to Newcastle. Yeah, we beat you 4s and you beat us by 3. Villa has a chance in top 4, to be fair. Well, if they keep winning again, then it's up to us what we do. Newcastle women are winning 4-0. Brilliant. Yes, come on, Newcastle lasses. Excellent. If I can know the attendance, he probably wouldn't know. He'd probably find out for you in a bit. So far as well. A win next week, I think, will kill Spurs' top 4 chances. Exactly. As someone who never really liked Villa growing up in the Midlands, credit where credit's due. Congrats, Joe. Villa have balanced us from start to finish. Good luck to the rest of the season. Aston Foxy.
Is that a Leicester fan? Is he Leicester
fan? No, he's a Newcastle fan.
Is he Newcastle fan?
Yeah, he's Midlands originally, I think. I could be wrong, but
yeah.
He lives in South America.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Foxy, there's not a lot of people in the Midlands that like us. I think every club in the Midlands, Blues, West Brom, Wolves, absolutely. When we lose, it's like a party. But when they all lose, it's a party for us. But again, I don't really care about Blues, West Brom. I don't care. They're nothing to do with me. I support Villa. Same with you guys. You're all Newcastle fans. I don't think the first thing you do is go on to Sunderland or Middlesbrough's results and go, oh bloody hell. You're just kind of like, well, we're not interested in you guys. You Sunderland, Blues, West Brom.
Yeah.
You will go sit pretty in the Championship for a little bit longer. We'll play in the big league. We'll represent the region. So you take a seat, chill out. Don't worry about it.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I love it, man. I mean, people say we're rivals of Sunderland, yeah, but soon to be Man United as well. I mean, a lot of Newcastle fans hate Man United, but I shouldn't use the word hate on my channel, but Newcastle don't like Man United. But on social media a couple weeks ago, oh my God, it's just fighting among the fans, man. Who do you think get relegated? For me, it'd be Southampton, Leicester, and I think Forest are going to be in trouble as well. So those two is going to go for me, Steve. And nice to see both clubs upsetting the top 6 cartel. The cartel means upsetting the original Big 6. And we just we rattled Chelsea, Liverpool, and Tottenham. Yeah, hopefully Tottenham. So those 3 are so-called Big 6. And we just got to do something about it. Like, we just keep going, Richard. We just keep going. Villa has been a big club. Maybe it took Emery to rake them again. They won the European Cup, yes, way back in 1981, but 1982, I believe. Yeah, 1982.
Yeah.
And 81, that's when Forest won in 80. Liverpool won in 81, and 82 was Villa. So, yeah, just was read what Eddie Howe's been said as well after that defeat. We were off the best levels today, right from the start. Aston Villa are a good team, and we never got going. We've been consistently excellent this season. Today was the first dip we've had. It can happen, and we have to react. Hopefully next Sunday. We need to react next Sunday. So, yeah, I was going to do a player rating, so I don't know if we're going to get time because I think Villa will probably get minimum 7 out of 10s for Villa. For me, I'm going to give Nick Pope 6 out of 10. I'm going to give Trippier a 2, even good. Dan Burn to get a 1 for me. The 4s for our central defenders, Botman and Cher. Midfield 3, they're all going to get 4s. Gordon's going to get a 1 for me. Murphy get a 5. You tried Isak a 5 as well, and that's the player rating for me. So, yeah. So, here you got Brentford next, haven't you? In your next game away from home.
Yes, Brentford away next Saturday. Yeah. It's an interesting. It's a bit of a catch-22 for me, John. I said, I'll take a draw, but I want Watkins to score because I think if Watkins scores against Brentford, I think he becomes the first Premier League player to score in 7 consecutive away games. Yeah. So I said, do you know what? I'll take a draw. We drew 1-1. He gets that goal. I'm not thinking about losing. We need to. A draw's not a bad. The thing is, they're going to beat someone now because they've gone on 3 games with that. I think 3-game losing streak now. So they're going to end up beating someone. I just kind of think I don't want it to be us. I'd rather get a draw against them and then move to don't think who we got next. Fulham. We got Fulham the following Tuesday night at home. So, but again, I'll take Fulham. 3 points. Points at Brentford. Three against Fulham. But I'd love to get 6. But we can't always hope for that. So, but yeah, it'd be a good game. I think Fulham game would be interesting because I do have to thank Fulham really, because if it wasn't for them beating us, I don't think we would have got rid of Gerrard. So
I agree.
I have to love them for that. So
we rated we was after CVG as well, by the way, and then Martin Samuel said on his piece, he said that not getting Stephen G, he said Stevie G going to Villa was a cracking move over Newcastle. What do we know? Yeah, we got sacked. He got sacked. He got sacked. And that's the end of it. Do you know what I mean? And then we got Eddie Howe, and he's still on the job. So big up to Eddie Howe and CVG. We have to start again. Simple as that. But he should have stopped at Rangers for me. And told you, John Brent and Cecil, what a goal that was. Yes, you did. He's a great player. He's going to be a canny player for him. What a goal against Chelsea yesterday. Hi to Cenk as well. It was a disaster. It was a disaster class yesterday. It was a disaster class. Remember his good, John. I knew they won it, but no idea what year. Yeah, 1982. That's when Villa won it as well. And so, who's your man of the match yesterday, Joe, for Villa? They could only be one.
It could have been a few, but it's got to be Watkins. Again, he was involved in all 3 goals. So as far as I think Douglas Luiz played really well. Moreno, the left back. I mean, he is an absolute monster. It's just it goes to Ollie Watkins. He'll get it easily because he deserves it. But it's just the togetherness of the team. It's just they're all doing crazy things to each other outside the game. And it just looks like. I mean, there's a video circling around yesterday of Buendia, Martinez, Douglas Luiz, Alex Moreno, and Diego Carlos, and they was all round the house having a chat and everything. And Diego Carlos tries to sneak through the window, and he actually gets stuck. Then Buendia and Martinez is having to help him, and Alex Moreno's on his chair pissing himself laughing. So there is massive it's like it is like, for the first time. It's like it kind of reminds me of when we had Martin O'Neill, when we had Ashley Young, Carew, Gabby, Barry, Milner, Downing. Like those all. It was like a family, and that's what it feels like now. It feels like they're all together now. They all know what they're doing. But I know, you Newcastle fans don't like Abon Lahore very much. I know he does try and wind you all up.
I just can't. I don't like him at all. I really don't like him at all. To be fair, he said that he'd rather play for Brentford for less money than play for Newcastle for more money. That guy is absolutely deluded. He really is. He's never been to Newcastle. He only been with Villa. That's about it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, he's so bored on Talk Sport, right? That guy is boring. He puts us to sleep. Yeah. I'm telling you, he should be sacked. Frankly, no Stevie G here. That's a man. 5-0, don't do an attendance. That's some beer. It's 5-0 to the Lasses now. And thank you for that, Leslie. I appreciate that one. And great show. Thank you, Jules. And I've got some more comments as well. And Foxy's saying as well, if you were seen a manager watching yesterday, you are picking Douglas Luiz ahead of Bruno and Jolin every day in the week. We really got our battled yesterday. And you know what is, Foxy? I've got to kind of agree because at the end of the day as well, Luiz is getting improved a lot. He's improved, isn't he? He's a player. He's improving a lot. Yeah,
he's massively improving. With Foxy's comments, I'd have all 3 of them. I think Bruno's he played a bit too deep yesterday, and I was kind of like watching him, and I mean, I think it's about 25 minutes in, he was hobbling. And I looked and I said to my dad, I went, he's looked like he kept like hobbling, and he was still hobbling. I was thinking, and he hobbled just before half time, and I thought, he's coming off, and then he's come on, and he was then hobbling 10 minutes, and I thought, and I thought he's got to be took off, and I thought, he's obviously something uncomfortable with some discomfort in his ankle. But I think Bruno, like box to box, if you put him in an attacking position or you put him in a box to box, I don't think there's any. I mean, in my opinion, he's been my best favourite midfielder this season. He's changed. People will go like De Bruyne and Odegaard, and I said, yeah, but they're supposed to. you know, they're surrounded by, like, you know, De Bruyne has got Haaland, Foden, Grealish, and Odegaard's got Saka, Jesus, Martinelli. I said Bruno Guimaraes hasn't got that level of player around him yet, but when he does, which I think he will, you'll see a completely different player. And I just think they should all be in the same squad, in my opinion. I think Joe Linton's very good. I think the improvement on him is huge. Like, similar to Douglas Luiz. Like, I mean, Douglas Luiz came to Villa. He couldn't speak a word of English. Now he can speak really good English. And, you know, it's, you know, what those three should be in the squad, the Brazil squad, because I don't know many Brazilian midfielders in the top of my head that I think is better than those three. I mean, they mentioned, someone mentioned to me about the West Ham midfielder, that Paqueta, but I looked at it and I thought, so you paid 50 million for that, and then you got Paqueta. They both came from the same club, and you think, well, Newcastle's got the better deal because that Paqueta doesn't look good enough for English football, in my opinion. I don't think he looked a bit offish. He played against us and he didn't look well, but I was looking at that. You got Bruno in there. You've got, you know, like what you said, John. When you had Steve Bruce here, John, you know, you was chasing after Hamza Chowdhury, and you know, and you look forward down the line. You know, you've now got rid of him. You've got Bruno Guimaraes. Hamza Chowdhury is playing in the Championship for Watford, and he's doing awful. And it just kind of shows you levels of, I'd say, like, talent, because I don't know what possessed Steve Bruce to go, yeah, we'll take someone who couldn't get into Leicester's team. But the first thing that Eddie Howe did was, right, let's get these in. You know, Bruno, let's get him in. Got him in, and he's transformed the team. Like, I thought the defence didn't have a very good game yesterday, but I still think it's a very good defence. I think Botman, I still like him. I'm not interested in his performance yesterday. Like, I still think he's brilliant. You know, it's a blip, and that's all I can say is I think it's one of them. It's just, you lose and you just move. And at the end of the day, we're on a six game winning run now. That's going to come to an end. But that's all we can do is just take it one game at a time. If we lose, absolutely, we just move on to the next game. There's no point. So
move on. Next game done now. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
Do you feel the Fangs thinks Gabby Gob talk shite as a Villa legend? Do you think he's a Villa legend at your club? He's the highest goal scorer.
No, I don't see him as a legend. I think he did very well for us. I know they keep announcing him as Villa's top Premier League goal scorer, but you got 73 goals in 400 appearances. That's nothing to be jumpy about. No. When I look at a legend, I look at it like this. If I say Arsenal legend, Thierry Henry, Manchester United legend, Cristiano Ronaldo, Liverpool legend, Steven Gerrard, Chelsea legend, Frank Lampard, Chelsea legend, you've got Alan Shearer, and then Aston Villa legend, Gabby Bonlahor. No. He tries to create rivalries with other clubs. He does it with Leeds fans. He does it with Newcastle fans, and I just kind of think you talk nonsense. But I want Ollie Watkins to sign that 5-year contract, break his goal record in the Premier League, and TalkSport won't know what to say to him now. They'll have to just say, with us is Gabby Bonlahor. And that's it. He just, I don't think he's a legend. I think there's players who haven't scored as many goals. I mean, I've got like Gareth Barry. He was a legend for us. I like Gareth Barry. And even though, he's still playing, Jack Grealish, he'll be a legend for us. At the end of the day, he captained us to the Premier League in the playoff final. He stuck with us for 2 years in the Premier League. He was huge for us. He'll go down more as a legend than a Bonlahor. So, my opinion, whatever, if he types anything about Newcastle guys, don't bite, because you'll give him no purpose. Then he just can't. Just don't bite, because he just ignore him. I've blocked him on Twitter because he talks that much waffle. So, no, not a legend.
There you go. Villa fan saying that Joe says he's not a legend, and he's blocked him on social media. Wow. What that just tells you everything you need about this guy. Phil's the real deal with the new manager. If only we got him. Paqueta was good today. Fans gave him a standard ovation. He's getting better every week for West Ham. That's from Foxy. Gordon wasn't good yesterday, but he's, to me, proper player. How should give him more time together with Isak, because there will be in this team on future. Willock should rotate it too. That's from Cenk. Share has been dreadful lately, and tips to be exposed because of the fat and Botman, and rely on Budo way too much. That's from Marco. Botman needs a better partner, and Gabby with no pace wouldn't have been a pro footballer. You know what, Foxy? You could not have said it any better, my guy. Share playing with a niggle or age catching up. That is the thing we need to decide at the end of the season with Share. I mean, look, he's been excellent this season, Share, but the last few games he got found it. Certainly yesterday he did, and also dropped 4 points from the Fair Class 2 games. They dropped 4 points in a week. That is not good if they win the title. I think they messed up now, I'm afraid. Also not win the title now, like after that. Sorry, Lottie, if you're watching.
No, I think like you just said, I think they've ballsed it up. That was, no disrespect to West Ham, but you need to be, you went there and absolutely trashed them. Like, I watched your game against them, like, I think it was 5-1. And, you absolutely trashed them. Arsenal should be going there with the same mentality of trashing them. And if they lose the title now, you can only look at that result, really, because Liverpool game was just one of those games where Liverpool should have won that game. But that West Ham team, we didn't beat them. I mean, we drew them at their stadium, but you should be beating them. Sorry, they're not that good. They're just they're poor. They're a poor team.
Fair enough. Really good to have Joe back on, a great guest and fellow Bummy. So it's a win-win for Jules as well. So Jules also Bummy as well. And from the last 2 games, that's Arsenal's last 2 games, I think Newcastle will probably get top 4, but we have got to win our home games. This is doable. And at the end of the day, if we can do the home games, we'll be absolutely fine. We need Arsenal to win the Prem because I'm sick of City winning it. That's a Marco as well. We're going to wrap up there, guys, because we've gone through it as well. And I'll say the next game against Spurs, we've got to win that game. And you got Brentford away as well. So we should do the best of luck on that one as well. Arsenal's difficult run was City away, Chelsea at home, Newcastle away, Brighton at home. They've already dropped big points before those games, City's titles. I think City win the title now, I'm afraid, let's say after that. So, Joe, what you got coming up? You've got a show on, you have a YouTube at all? Or do you have a show on someone's channel?
No. I'm doing my own channel for next season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should have done it probably. I was looking into it probably season before last, but I didn't kind of get round to it now. But I'm able to kind of just spare time now, have a look at it. So hopefully you'll see something in probably the next probably the next couple of months or so. So I want to kind of get it up and running pre-season, and we'll go from there. Hopefully you'll see something. It's going to be similar to Arsenal Fan TV, hopefully, but
yeah,
I'm going to make sure I don't have idiots on it. So
yeah.
I think I've come across enough idiots from Villa games in the past, and I'll just think, I can't have. There's some people I won't have on there, but. It's going to be interesting. You'll see probably in the next couple of months, hopefully, whether something comes of it. And we'll have I'll be starting a football team as well, a charity football team for not next season after. For some reason it's taking to some reason. It's took too long. It's took too long to do, and they've said it's going to have to be 2024, 2025 season. So
yeah,
but again, you'll see stuff about that in the next few months.
Cool. Well, let us know your socials in the future, mate, and we'll go from there. So have good support. Have a good support network to Joe, Aston, Jules, and great show. Thank you, Gary, as well. And where can we find you on your socials on social media?
Twitter is at Joe AVFC92 with capital letters. You can see it on my name there. That's my Twitter. That's my Twitter. So give us a follow. I'll follow back, and yeah, go from there.
Fantastic. Thanks for that, Ninja. I'll do backstage. And guys, thanks so much for joining in as well. It's been a great show. If you like the video and like what you see, then please hit the like button, also hit the subscribe button as well. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And Super Chat is just, you know, it's like what to do. And thank you for Leslie Stapleton for kind of donation, £20 Super Chat. I appreciate that, Leslie. I will use that for good cause as well. I'll get that to one side. And I'll see you back tomorrow, hopefully to do the transfer window show. So I'll be doing that tomorrow around about 10:45 to 7. I'll try and get guests on as well for that. We're going to look at 3 players being linked with as well. And until then, guys, watch what you're doing and have a fantastic evening. Take care.